Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris as the Bothrian administration. In our last episode we didn't quite manage to get our colony ship built. Kind of had to put that on hold for a little while since we discovered our galactic neighbours here, the religious bird people, Divine Oscox Council, and we had to bring our military fleet up to an equivalent level with them in case they attacked us and wiped us out. But we are saving up the necessary minerals right now, so that will be our next item to construct. And we're probably going to colonize down here on Rantor.
Survey complete. Research complete.
Since we have a few pretty juicy looking systems nearby that we can capture as well. And we've completed the research on military AI, or sorry, administrative AI, which will increase all of our future research speed, which is great. So this guy, again, is good at computer stuff, so we do have a couple of computer-related technologies available, which we might want to prioritize for that reason. This is a component for our spaceships. Sentinel Point Defense, which I assume is good for defense. For larger and slower military vessels, which we don't have yet, so maybe that's a lower priority. We'll just go for Physics Lab, maybe? Which will allow us to upgrade our science buildings on our planet's surfaces.
Situation log updated.
Okay. Mass extinction desolate planet. A planet in this system. Which system? The Tethel system. Still wears the fossilized traces of a past ecology on its sleeve. What could turn a thriving biosphere into a blasted wasteland? A special project has been issued to trace the source of this disastrous transformation. Okay.
Situation log updated.
And we've encountered some form of alien vessels in the Tethel system. These strange objects have been flagged as Zeta aliens. Interesting. Are they hostile? Not hostile, apparently. Okay, I think this is the... yeah, the thing that is to do with the mass extinction event chain. And I think this is also the system that had the mineral thing that we found out from the mining robots. Yes, so hopefully we'll find out something about that as our science ship surveys that system.
Special project complete.
Space amoebas. The entities encountered by our fleets some time ago are spaceborne forms of life. Quickly nicknamed space amoebas following an analyst's gross misreading of initial sensor output. The creature is in fact larger than the average Bothrian corvette. Further study is warranted. I guess these are those weird octopus-looking things. Further study is warranted. We may choose to either remotely monitor the creature and its kin from Albo, or attempt to swiftly bring down a specimen to study and eventually commercially exploit its remains. We're science-type people. We don't want to just destroy them. We'll issue a special project to study them.
Situation log updated.
Alright, so this is going to be society research as well. Well, I guess we'll just continue postponing our actual research and keep doing these special projects. And I think we'll do this one first.
Research complete.
Okay, that's surveyed. And we completed research on geothermal fracking, so we can build mining network 2, which is good. We'll probably get started on upgrading some of our mining networks on our home planet here. Let's see how many we have. Just 2, I think. But we can upgrade those as soon as we're done building our colony ship, I think. This also increases our mineral storage capacity. We have caps on the number of these resources we can store. Incidentally, though, we're not really anywhere close to reaching those just yet. But now we can store 1,000 more minerals, which is good. Okay, so for engineering, what do we have available? We can get ion thrusters, or we can get mineral processing, which allows us to unlock mineral silo 2, which increases mineral storage capacity, or mineral processing plant, which increases the mineral output of a whole planet, which seems like it could be useful. Alternatively, we can build these more expensive ones, the nano-composite materials, which is good for armor for our ships, or we can get a spaceport upgrade. I think we'll go with the faster and cheaper one, and we'll probably go for mineral processing. Try to get our economy started pretty quickly here. Well, I guess we're already started, but further developed, I guess I should say.
Special project complete.
Space amoebas forever. The space amoebas, the name has stuck, as the pronunciation of the proper xenotaxonomic denominator is too unwieldy for the average Bothrian, are solitary animals when left to their own devices. All but the youngest specimens are accompanied by quasi-independent flagella, organisms spawned by the amoeba and programmed through liquid RNA-laced secretions to do the bidding of the host. These flagella are capable of manipulating and even attacking objects in an impressive yet restricted range around the host, periodically returning to lodge inside the host's amoeba body. The host amoeba's body for reprogramming. There are potential military applications of the graceful patterns. Circulations apparent in the flagella's movement. Okay, so we get extra 5% evasion for our ships, which will be good in combat. Once we get into some combat, which I'm sure will happen eventually. We have a science ship doing nothing here. That's not good. We should send it down here to survey this. I thought I already did that. But perhaps not. We're almost up to... Wait, was it 300 or 350 minerals that we need for a colony ship? It's 350, okay, so we're almost there. And there we go, let's get started. So we can select colonists. So apparently we have different demographics or different ideologies among some of our populations. I didn't actually mean to select those, but that's okay. I was trying to find out more about them. Let's see, like factions.
An overview of the populace's political groupings.
Okay, we don't have any factions yet. Where do we find out about this? Probably in demographics.
The demographics tab tracks the makeup and spread of our empire's populace.
I don't know, we seem to be completely homogenous. Well, I guess we have some pops who believe slightly different things than others. I think some of them weren't... again, where do we find this? It's in government, right? Yeah, some of them lacked the individualist trait, was it? Or fanatic materialist? Either way. Transmission from the Rolifendra. We are receiving a transmission from the Rolifendra. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities between us have ceased for the moment. Interesting. So we've discovered another spacefaring race. Greetings, I speak for Executive Urav Uvi Kolv and the wealthy elite of the Lalahendra League. We are always looking for new trading partners among the many diverse and delightful alien nations we encounter as our ships explore the galaxy. So these guys seem friendlier than the bird people. We'll say that all of our citizens send their regards. I don't think any of these different messages have any effect. They're just sort of for flavor reasons. Alien proto-civilization encountered. The survey of Bothrian 4 has revealed that certain regions of the planet are home to a primitive alien proto-civilization. Our probes show that their Neolithic culture has mastered fire and developed a rudimentary spoken language, but we have yet to see any evidence of metallurgy or written communication. Very interesting. Stone Age primitives. Okay, so I don't know if we can do anything with that. I know if we encounter industrial level civilizations, we can establish an observation post in orbit around their world and do various things to them. But I'm not sure if that's also the case for Stone Age primitives. Let's check out the new people that we found. They are fungoids, I guess. Mushroom people. They are superior in technology but equivalent in fleet power and naval capacity. Okay. They're wary towards us, but not unfriendly. They're xenophiles. Fanatic xenophiles, I think. They're plus 40. So that seems good. They won't accept an alliance. Differing war philosophy is a reason there. I think we'll establish an embassy with them, which will increase our opinion to a maximum of plus 100. We'll try to be friendly, maybe we can get an alliance in the future, but we're probably not going to be expanding in this direction. But we'll still... In fact, this makes me more likely to want to colonize this planet so that we can block them off from expanding in this direction as well. We'll get that done once our colony ship is built. Alright, so our science ship is heading home. We'll instead, I think, send it maybe down in this direction. Survey this system. We have another science ship here, which we can send off somewhere else, okay? So now that we don't need our minerals to build a colony ship, we'll continue upgrading buildings and building mining stations to develop our economy. Let's see, we do have the ability, I think, to upgrade our mining networks, but not the minerals to do so. So this gives us +1 minerals and costs 0.5 more energy to maintain, which seems just fine, I think. So we'll get started upgrading these. Survey completed. Through our surveys of habitable worlds, our biologists have collected a vast amount of data on alien life forms. Many of our older theories on the development of life have been disproved, and our scientific community has had to build new models from scratch. Our most interesting findings are being displayed at the newly dedicated Museum of Exobiology on Alvo. The public is enthralled, and many donations have come in to aid the continued research of strange life forms. So we get some free energy credits and society research, which is pretty good. We've ended the habitable worlds event chain, which for which we just had to survey 8 habitable worlds, which apparently we have done. Sounds good.
System survey complete.
Alright, so we just finished surveying this system. This is a pretty decent looking system, a lot of resources available. It's Tundra world, another Tundra world, and a desert world. None of which we can colonize yet, but good to know they're there. We'll send you off in this direction to survey the system.
Situation log updated.
And we've immediately encountered more aliens, which we will flag as Eta aliens.
Evading hostile fleet.
And they're hostile, okay. And they're pretty powerful. What do you look like? Like some sort of energy cloud, okay. Well, you're heading back there already. Ooh, looks like there's something interesting over here. Why don't you come over here and survey this system instead?
Evading hostile fleet. System survey complete.
And we've completed the survey of this system as well. Lots of science available here. Society and engineering research. And why don't you head down to this interesting looking system and survey it?
Evading hostile fleet.
More hostile fleets. Seems like we're in a very hostile neighborhood of the galaxy here. Are these the same kind of energy clouds, or are these different? They look pretty much the same. Apparently they live around a black hole. Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to come back and kill those guys later and maybe find out what they're guarding over there, if that's exactly what's going on. And let's just have our science ship here come back home for the time being.
Evading hostile fleet.
I think we'll maybe spend some of our minerals on building a couple more military ships, and then we should be comfortably able to go and fight the aliens in this system up here. And we can start exploring in that direction.
Colonists have all been transferred to the new colony ship, and our captain reports all systems go. A momentous day for sure.
A momentous day indeed. Okay, let's get started with colonizing. So, I think we do want to colonize this planet, Rantor 3A. Let's just check again. This is a pretty small planet. Our alternative, I guess, is this world, which is only a little bigger. Kind of has about the same number of resources, I think. Either way, I think we'll probably get all 3 of these within our borders. I'll just go for this one, I think. So we have to choose where we will set down the ship, the initial colony site. It's better to choose somewhere where there are 4 tiles adjacent, because there are adjacency bonuses with the colony building, and also probably ones with the resources, but there's not really any good choices here. We'll put it here. We can't even build in these 2 tiles yet, but we'll gain the ability to clear those at some point.
We have a colony ship, and we have found at least one suitable candidate for a permanent extrasolar outpost.
Okay, Veer, thank you. We're already on it. We received a communique from a previously unknown spacefaring empire that called themselves the Jess Inax Stellar Consortium. They claim to have learned of our existence by listening in on the communications of another empire we are in contact with. Okay, more bird people. I've been chosen by Director Plume of Purple to represent the Jess Inax Stellar Consortium in all diplomatic dealings with your people. We strive to unlock the full potential of technology, and you would do well not to interfere with our pursuit of knowledge. Okay, so these guys like science as well. Let's see, the Jessenac Stellar Consortium, they aren't too positive on us, but they're not as negative as the other bird people. They're collectivists and pacifists, which is pretty good. Means they're not going to attack us. Also materialists. They're a science directorate as well, which is the same as we are. Equivalent power and neutral towards us. Okay, we may establish an embassy with them as well. Let's see where they actually live. Oh, all the way over here. Wow, okay. Maybe we'll just ignore them. So we have the ability to analyze a desolate world. Oh, we don't have border access to this project. It's located in enemy territory, or at least not our territory. That's fine. So we are losing energy credits each month. This is because our colony ship costs, where do we see its information here? There we go. It costs 8 energy to maintain, and while the colony is developing, it's going to cost 8 energy to maintain as well, which means that we will not be making any energy while this is going on. But that's okay, we have a decent stockpile, so it's fully sustainable for the time being. We finished our construction queue in here. That was the colony ship, I think, and the surface construction queue also. Alright, so we're about to establish our colony.
Congratulations on having colonized a new world. Our colonists are now in the process of building their first settlement, but it will take time for them to become self-sufficient. Okay,
he's just explaining it will be a drain on our resources, as I mentioned. We've made a gentle splashdown in the moon-spanning ocean of Zikash, just off the shores of a large archipelago. This fertile island chain will serve as an excellent first landing site. The ship has been permanently anchored in preparation for its conversion into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement. Its reactor core is in the process of being removed, so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up on the island surrounding the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first Bothrian city on an alien world, so we gain some free engineering research too, which is nice. So it's going to take 13 months to properly establish this colony. So we'll check back on that in a little while. Our borders will expand here as this grows. Then we'll gain the ability to exploit these resources in these neighboring systems as well, which is probably going to be useful for us. In fact, I think we definitely want to increase our mineral output, since we seem to be a bit limited on that. So in fact, we might just hold off on building the extra military ships that I mentioned. The Lalahendra League have established an embassy with us. Okay. So we established an embassy with them already, so that's good. We've researched genome mapping, so we have leaders that live longer and extra food, which is always useful. So we can get galactic ambitions to increase our border range, which is probably good, but it's quite expensive at this stage. We can unlock toxic kelp removal. Was there toxic kelp on the planet that we just colonized? There is toxic kelp, so that could be useful, but it's going to be a while before we expand to the point where we need to clear any of these tiles. So we can possibly hold off on that. We can get extra naval capacity. We're not at our naval capacity yet. Or we can get planetary unification, which gives us extra influence, which is useful. And it's also cheap, so I think we'll go for this first.
Research complete.
So we've researched mineral processing. Okay, so we can get mineral silos and mineral processing plants and extra storage capacity. So army damage plus 5% and plus 5% minerals. Army damage we aren't going to need unless we start actually invading others' planets. But the plus 5% minerals seems good. So I think we'll go for that. And let's see about building one of those mineral type buildings that we just unlocked here. This tile would be a good place to do it since it has minerals already, but the population there is not yet established. In fact, maybe we'll go ahead and build a power plant here instead. For now, and then we'll maybe even queue up a basic science lab down here. You can build different building types to the existing resource that's on the tile, but you'll basically lose the benefit of that type. So it's usually better, I think, to just conform to the existing resource whenever possible. And then we'll queue up a mining network, perhaps? Or a mineral processing plant. That's going to be too expensive, okay. And actually we're not producing that many minerals on this planet, so maybe increasing the output there is not as useful. Okay, we'll just leave it at that for the moment. We have just enough minerals to build another mining station in orbit around somewhere. Perhaps in our new system over here, though there's only 2 minerals available there. Maybe we wait a second and build it here instead. We should get our borders expanded pretty soon. Hopefully to include this, we'll move our construction ship over there in preparation. Epsilon aliens over here, which reminds me that we should probably find out about those. We'll research them, putting our planetary unification research on hold. Scientist leveled up. So I really hope we're going to get this system. I think we just did. So we should be able to now... Oh, it's not within our borders yet, okay. Soon, though? Okay, that has to be within our borders now. There we go. Declare rivalry. So the Divine Oscox Council has declared us their rivals, okay. Well, I guess we'll declare them our rivals too. I hope this doesn't mean they're about to declare war on us. They have equivalent fleet power. We might want to build a couple more ships just in case. Declare rivalry. Will give us some extra influence each month, which is good. So, let's see here. I thought I had a signed ship surveying the system, but apparently I do not. You just come back home. I think it might be in our interest to build a... what's it called? Outpost thing over here. Frontier outpost.
Our first extrasolar colony.
So we
This
can...
means that if our homeworld were to spontaneously combust, your species would no longer be rendered extinct. That is a comforting thought, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I would say. But if we get a frontier outpost here, we can block these guys off from expanding any further. And hopefully just sort of grab at least the few neighboring systems for ourselves as well. Let's wait until we're finished building the mining outpost there, though.
Complete.
Tianki, the spaceborne lifeforms which the Bothrian head of society research has come to refer to as Tianki, are docile creatures capable of accessing some lower dimension of subspace. They roam from system to system with a relative ease, though nearly the same ease as Bothian fleets. Okay. They graze on gases common to the upper layers of many gas giants. It is highly unlikely, to say the least, that this is their only food source, but intake of other nutrients has yet to be observed. They will rarely, if ever, attack. Even when provoked, they can safely be ignored. Hunting them would be a net loss anyway, so space cows, basically.
To help our new colony along, we should consider the recruitment of a planetary governor to oversee operations there.
Good idea, thank you. So we have established the colony, but we have no governor in charge just yet. We have a governor in our capital planet, of course. So let's see. Leader lifespan plus 25 years is pretty good. We don't have any slaves, so that won't be doing anything yet. Or leader experience gain, which is maybe not as good for a governor, I don't know. He's also younger, though. I think we'll just recruit him and appoint him as the governor. Alright, so there is our first colony. We can't do much with this until we have some populations grow here, but that will happen naturally as long as we have food available, which we do, and the first pop is going to be producing more food from this tile as well. So hopefully that will be pretty good. Alright, well that's going to do it for this episode. We'll leave it here. Thanks for watching, and join me again next time.